Welcome back to the Living Transplant Podcast. Season 4 is just around the corner, where we will bring you new, beautiful stories from behind the scenes at the Ajmera Transplant Center. Before then, we have some special episodes to share with you. During Living Donation Week 2021, we partnered with the podcast Remember This to highlight first-person living organ donation stories submitted through an online app. In this episode,
Katie Stafford
shares her journey as a living liver donor. Please enjoy.
Remember This is a podcast about memories, because some stories deserve to live forever. I'm Amanda Capito. On today's episode...
Hi, my name is Katie Stafford and I'm 46 years old.
Let's get started. So, where are you living right now, and how did you end up here?
I live in St Catharines in Ontario with my husband Simon and our two children, Lottie and William.
What would you say was your proudest moment?
I became a live liver donor for my husband Simon in April. My husband Simon has the rare genetic disease, alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, and this is where people have low levels of alpha-1 antitrypsin in their bloodstream, which puts the individual at risk of liver cirrhosis and also liver cancer. My husband's known about this for about 10 years, so he's scanned every year, and sadly the most recent scan showed that he had developed liver cancer. The first treatment that he went through was to have a radiation ablation, and this was to try and shrink the 3 tumours that were on his liver. And although it did shrink them, it didn't get rid of the cancer. It was then at that point that we were told that the only cure and the only chance of survival for my husband would be a liver transplant. Simon and I met with the transplant team in November, and they were absolutely fantastic. And in this appointment, this was the first time that both Simon and I became aware of the live liver donor process, and that you could actually be a live donor for this. The team explained as well that potentially Simon could be waiting approximately 12 months for a deceased donor, and the risk that he might not last that long. So we both did leave the appointment thinking that I would look into getting my blood work tested initially to see if I was the right blood type to start with, and then potentially take it from there and then apply to be his donor. The hesitation that we did have at this point was for our children, knowing that if I did go through all the testing and everything and I was successful, then that was really difficult for both of us, knowing that it would put both of us under general anaesthetic at the same time for major surgery. And our concern was always for our children, 10 and 11. And that was really difficult, as any parent could understand. That was a difficult decision to make. But on the other side of it, we also knew that we wanted Simon in our lives for the rest of our lives as well. So it was really important that we did everything that we could. We've always been honest with our children from the start, and they've known that Daddy's liver didn't work properly and that Daddy needs a new liver. And we talked to them about that Daddy needs a transplant and that Mummy is going through the testing to be Daddy's live liver donor. And to be honest, they were absolutely delighted. It sounds crazy, but they were really excited because in their eyes, they were like, but Mummy, if you're the right match and Daddy gets your liver, that means Daddy's going to survive. Which in their eyes, yes, because without the transplant, we knew that Simon wouldn't survive. So it does sound crazy, but they were really, really excited. about the idea that I could be the donor. And once I got through all the testings and the scans and everything, and we found out that I was the right match and I could be Simon's liver donor. They were thrilled, as much as we all were, to be perfectly honest. And particularly because Simon had deteriorated a lot. The ascites had kicked in, he was very swollen, he was starting to become a lot more clumsy than normal, like falling over, forgetting things. The deterioration was very quick, to be honest. And that was hard. I got a lot of questions from the children. Mummy, is Daddy dying? Will Daddy be okay? And that was really difficult, because then they could see how bad he was. But it kept the hope that we had the operation date set, which was fantastic. The few weeks leading up to the operation date were quite busy, to be honest. My main focus was on Simon and the children, because Simon's health had really deteriorated. I was looking after him and just trying to keep the children, trying to keep their lives as normal as possible, trying to keep everything the same, so they didn't get worried as well. But still in the back of my mind, my own surgery, it never fazed me. It didn't worry me, but it was always the concern for Lottie and William. And I think, again, as any parent would, you always think of the what ifs. What if something went wrong? But we just remained positive. We knew that the team had been absolutely fantastic all the time. We just knew we needed to keep going and to get through.
What's one memory that you cherish and continues to bring a smile to your face?
On the day of surgery, my surgery went very well. Following surgery, I was taken to the step-down ICU. I think I was there for about 24 hours, I think. And then I was on the regular transplant ward. The first few days were the most uncomfortable. I think it was day 2 that 2 nurses took me with my big walking frame down the hallway to visit Simon in his room. And that was incredible to see him. Every step was a huge effort, and it took me a long time to walk that short distance. But it was absolutely worth it. It was fantastic to be able to see him just for a couple of minutes. I left on the Saturday. So the surgery was the Monday, and I left on the Saturday. And although I was sad to leave Simon, I was so happy to be able to go home knowing that I would see Lottie and William. I'd really missed them while I'd been in there. My recovery, it was good. More of a week by week recovery. Week by week, I could see big changes and big improvements. In terms of pain relief, I was very lucky that from the day I left hospital, I didn't need to take any the pain medication or anything that I was given. And I walk daily. Children were my biggest supporters, going on longer walks every day, and gradually building up. Now I feel like I am fully recovered and doing all the activities I did before, which is fantastic. Simon's recovery has taken a lot longer than mine. His surgery went very well. The liver was accepted very well, so that was great. He had a bile leak, which was found a couple of weeks after the surgery while he was still in hospital. So that caused a bit of a setback for him. And then he had some other complications as well. So he did end up being in hospital for about 5.5 weeks. Then came home and had a few more complications and was admitted again for another week. So it's just taken longer for him to recover than what he initially anticipated. But he's getting there. He's doing really well. He's getting stronger every week. So that's fantastic. Probably for my recovery, Generally, about 8 weeks after the operation, I was biking, driving, swimming, just not lifting anything heavy. And 12 weeks, I'm generally back to all the activities I did before. Walking 10K every day, again, biking, swimming, running. Yeah, absolutely great. So that's really good. And again, just so thankful for the team for everything that they did for us.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
This year has certainly been a journey for sure. Definitely a roller coaster of emotions. From not even a year ago was when we found out that Simon had cancer of the liver, to now where he's been through the transplant, and as a family we've been through what we've been through. But we are eternally grateful for the amazing staff on the transplant team, and all the staff at Toronto General for everything that they've done for us. They've been absolutely fantastic, really, really amazing. People say to me, am I pleased? I went through the surgery. How was it? And without a doubt, I am really pleased I went through it. If I hadn't have gone through the surgery, then chances are Simon wouldn't be here today. And, for those few months to go through the pain and, the recovery, it's absolutely worth it, because by going through that, then it gives us Simon, to be with us as a family, hopefully for the rest of our lives, which is incredible. So definitely no regrets at all. Very grateful that I was the match and that I could donate. But the biggest heroes for us are the team in Toronto. Absolutely fantastic for everything they've done for us. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much for listening. Special thanks to Amanda Cupido and the Remember This team. If you have your own story you'd like to share, please reach out to us at livingorgandonation@uhn.ca. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like our podcast. Thanks for listening.